Hi, good morning, everybody, or good day to anyone, wherever you're joining from. Good day to everybody. Um, I see that there's two people here, so I'm just gonna give it a minute. You guys can let me know if you're hearing me in the chat. If not, I'll adjust the settings on here. Let me check for myself. Hi, Carrie Ann. What's up? Let me know if you're able to hear me, Carrie. Okay, okay. Thank you. I'm just waiting for the some people to join up. I know it's quite early in the morning, so most Jamaicans uh, don't usually are getting ready for work, honestly. So in the meantime, let me bring up the nice. Okay, I see we have three people here. You guys can just type where you're joining from in the chat for me, please. For the two additional people that just joined. Come on, guys, don't be shy. Okay. No responses. You guys don't want to talk with me. All right, so we're gonna start in a few minutes, guys. Um, just waiting to see who else is going to join in before we proceed. So please bear with me here. Okay, nice. See that we have some more people joining in. So, guys, as you join, you can just please type, if you could please type, sorry, where you're joining from in the chat, then that would be so great and much appreciated. Oh, hi. Okay, I see that Alexia Maria is joining from Jamaica. Hi, Alexia. I'm not good with names, so if I mispronounce that, then my fault. All right. Okay, okay, great, great, great. Okay, no problem. Thank you. Thank you for confirming. All right, so I think we should get started. So we'll begin now. So good morning again, everyone. My name is Anthony Daly, and I'm an IT specialist and cybersecurity analyst at Think and Change. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out to join me today. We're going to be talking about something that affects every organization, whether big or small, cybersecurity, and more specifically, how a tool like Coro can help to protect your business. Now, I promise this won't just be me talking at you for 45 minutes or an hour. I'll be sharing stories, asking questions, showing a short clip also, and even running a couple of mini activities. So I want you to feel free to participate, share your thoughts, and ask questions as we go along. Okay, everybody? So now, here's how today will flow. So firstly, we will speak about why cybersecurity matters more than ever. We'll dive into a quick scene from the Beekeeper 2024 that shows how phishing works, which is the clip that I mentioned earlier. We'll be breaking down real world cyber threats, also how AI driven security like Coro makes the difference, diving into key layers of protection, cloud, email, endpoints, and data, wrapping up with endpoint detection and response, and then finally, we'll go through our Q&A session and the next steps as well. So before we dive in, let's do a quick show of hands or just call it out. How many of you have ever gotten a suspicious email? So just type that in the chat, guys. Don't be shy, as I said before. So how many of you have gotten a suspicious email before? I'm waiting for the responses. Let's see. Come on, guys. Don't be shy. I carry on almost weekly. Wow. Okay. Um, who else? 100% from Alexa. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? All right. All right. So we'll move along now. Okay. Um, so don't worry, guys. You're not alone. Studies show over 90% of cyber attacks start with phishing emails. So if you've experienced this, you're already living basically in the middle of the biggest cybersecurity battlefield. So now let's go on with this, or let's go ahead and review some of these numbers. So over half of mid-sized companies, which is 53%, have experienced a data breach. Almost 80% of businesses would not remain profitable if they lost access to their data. The cost of a cyber attack on average is about 500,000 um, USD for some businesses. It really varies where their business is being operated from. So these aren't just abstract figures. They mean real companies losing clients, jobs, and sometimes even shutting their doors permanently. So I'm gonna ask this question. If your business systems were locked tomorrow and you couldn't access customer data for even 2 days, what would the impact be? If you guys want me to repeat, I can. So let me say it again. If your business systems were to be locked tomorrow and you couldn't access customer data for even 2 days, what would the impact be? Let's see who has the some good answers for me. No answers. All right. All right. So we'll move along then. So Coro, right? So Coro is the cybersecurity software that we at Think and Change currently offer. So it offers phishing protection against phishing attacks, firstly, protection against malware and other threat types that are out there. We'll dive in more into that in the as we go along into the presentation, right? We'll go and discover some of the best practices as well to safeguard against certain cyber attacks, and also we'll dive into some of the techniques that these threat actors use and how Coro um, remediates and safeguards against all of these threat types as well. Also, Coro automatically remediates 95% of when I say all, of the cyber attacks or threats that your company might face, with about 5% of the cases or threats that you'd have to automatically remediate yourself or requires manual intervention. All right. So this is something that most of our other um, competitors don't really offer. Um, So this is why we'd recommend you to choose Coro. And also, I'd like to mention it's modular architecture. Now, when I say modular, meaning all of our modules, they correspond with each other, but you can use one single module um, to cover what you basically want, right? So Core can be configured or scaled to fit your organization's needs um, to safeguard you against cyber attacks. So now we should have the beekeeper clip right here. So this is the beekeeper clip that I mentioned. So after watching this clip, I'll be asking what are some of the threat types that you noticed during the video. So please stay tuned for that. Hi everyone. So I just got word that you guys aren't able to hear the video that was just being played. I want to apologize for that. Um, but basically, um, what had happened is the lady that you were seeing in the video got a suspicious pop-up or a ransomware attack. Um, Notifying her that an account her account needs immediate attention. Basically, she the guy persuaded her to send her passwords over. Hence the reason why you saw that scene where they were clapping and everything, because he successfully hacked into her bank account and transferred or wired all of her remaining funds out of it. So some of the um, some of the threat types or attack techniques that he used was a ransomware attack and phishing attack as well, and also a social engineering attack as well. So ransomware basically locks your files and demands payment. Phishing, that also tricks you into clicking, calling, or sharing sensitive information. Social engineering, that's basically where an attacker is playing on your emotions like fear or trust to make you act. And these don't just hit big companies. Small and medium-sized businesses are prime targets, because hackers know many don't have the resources to defend themselves properly. I'll also provide a link to that video um, in the chat in a few moments, so you guys can rewatch that after the session is complete. Um, my apologies again. Now we jump over to AI-driven cybersecurity. So this is where Coro comes in. Coro uses AI and machine learning to predict threats before they happen, spot unusual behavior in real time, automatically remediate 95% of attacks so IT teams can focus on the real tough cases. It's like having a digital security guard who never sleeps, never gets distracted, and never misses a detail. So now we look into cloud security or the cloud security module of Core. So Core's cloud security module acts as a cloud access security broker in this case, giving businesses powerful protection against malware, ransomware, and other cloud-based threats. It integrates directly with your organization's cloud applications, such as Google Workspace, Microsoft 365, Salesforce, Box, and Dropbox as well. Right. So it actively monitors user activity, um, prevents unauthorized access, control and manages permissions. This also ensures your cloud environment stays secure while still being easy to use. Core automatically detects and remediates risks such as unusual or suspicious admin activity, improper access permission changes, impossible traveler, um, malware in hidden cloud drives, larger unexpected data downloads or deletions, potential bot driven attacks, and also signs of compromised users as well. Now, the email security module of Coro. So, Coro's email security module makes email protection simple by delivering end to end coverage, including encryption. It also protects against threats such as identity spoofing, malware, and ransomware. malicious links, generic and spear phishing, and email account takeovers as well, while also detecting spam in hidden messages or message bodies, headers, and also email attachments as well. When this module is activated, Coro provides real time email threat detection by working with your connected Gmail or Microsoft 365 cloud service through an API connection. This is API based. This API based approach means Coro can seamlessly interact with your email provider directly without requiring admin users to perform specific configurations for each user. Coro acts on mail activity notifications sent by Google or Microsoft and provides remediation actions as necessary. Now, endpoint security. So, Coro's endpoint security module is firstly a powerful solution that uses the Coro agent to automatically detect any device where it is installed. It continuously records and analyzes endpoint activity, monitoring data movement to spot anomalies, including those caused by human error as well, which is a very important thing. And it automatically remediates 95% of the security incidences, as mentioned before. Um, with this module, when it is seamlessly integrated into the Coro console, its full site or full suite of security modules. Coro Endpoint Security protects businesses from Wi-Fi phishing, malware, while both antiviruses and next-gen antivirus protection. In addition, Coro organizes endpoint-related security findings into specific ticket types, as we'll go into further down, making it easier to review or track and address issues as well. Now we switch over to the data governance modules, which is a very, very, very touchy topic. Being that I know in Jamaica we have the Jamaica Data Protection Act that the government is very much enforcing right now. Um, so yeah, but in other countries, I think there's like GDPR and those other compliance standards that every organization has to abide by when handling customer data, basically. So, Coro's endpoint data governance module, and we'll begin with the endpoint data governance module first. So, Coro's endpoint data governance module helps admin users define a strategy for sensitive data handling by authorized users. Compliance involved implementing policies, procedures, and controls to ensure data availability, integrity, confidentiality, and privacy in accordance with applicable laws, regulations, and industry standards. Um, this module also detects file access violations on local and removable drives through sensitive data scans. All admin users can initiate a scan by selecting remote scan for sensitive data from a device or from the device's action menu on the devices page, or schedule scans to run automatically on a set schedule using the Coro console. Some of the examples of regulations that Coro can help enforce are GDPR, GLB, HIPAA, most importantly, SOC 2, and SOC. This module also enables users to, or admin users, to remotely scan endpoints for storage of credit card data, health data, non public data, and also personal data as well. Some of the threat types that the Coro endpoint data governance provides protection against or reduces the, is basically unauthorized access and misuse of data. Now, the same thing can be said for the user data governance module as well. Um, protects against all of the all of the enforces basically all of the compliance standards um, as well, including PCI, non-public information, personally identifiable information, suspicious exposure of certificates, um, suspicious exposure of critical data, suspicious exposure of sensitive file types, and suspicious exposure of source code. So you want to stay protected when handling customer information because that is very, very important and we don't want anybody to get into trouble, right? Now, lastly, um, we've covered some of the main modules. So this is the last main module that Coro offers. So Coro's this is called the Endpoint Detection and Response module. In shorter terms, I like to call it EDR. So this module um, actively detects advanced threats targeting endpoints or endpoint devices. These sophisticated cyber attacks evade traditional security measures by using multi-stage tactics, fileless malware, and advanced persistent threats. In other terms, APTs. Cora's EDR module uses behavior based detection and continuous monitoring to identify these advanced threats, preventing them from remaining undetected for extended periods. Cora continuously also collects telemetry data from devices to monitor for suspicious activities, malicious behavior, or signs of compromise, basically, with real time visibility and analysis of the endpoint device activities. Cora enables security teams to identify and mitigate potential threats, minimizing the impact of cyber incidences. So, what are the benefits of using this module or this module? It's real time visibility, threat detection, incident response, endpoint protection, and behavioral analysis as well. The module contains the following components, which are processes page, telemetry page, EDR allow, and blocklist as well. The allow and blocklist is where you basically go to um, allow or block, as the name suggests, certain processes from being operated on your endpoint devices that are connected to core. So before we go into the questions and answer section, so what's the takeaway from this? Cyber threats are here to stay, but with Coro, you don't need to face them alone. I encourage you to schedule a no-cost consultation with us. You can scan the code on the slide or reach out to us WhatsApp or our website. I'll pop up that slide in a minute. But first, any questions that guys might have, um, I'm happy to answer right now. So you can go ahead and type it in the chat. I'm looking. If you have no questions at all, that's good because it means the information came across clearly. Am I right? All right. So no questions. All right. All right. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So here's the QR code. If you want to schedule a free consultation, um, then please feel free to scan here. I'll leave this up for a minute or so, so you guys can scan that. But in the meantime, if you think of any questions, you can ask. Feel free to. All right. I think everyone got a chance to scan that. And now here's our contact information. Um, if you wish to contact us and work something out to get yourself up to date on cybersecurity and protecting your data as well. All right. And I'd like to also mention whenever you get the free consultation, there is a 30-day free trial. So if you feel that Coro or after those 30 days that Coro isn't the best solution for you, then it's easily you're easily able to cancel the subscription. All right. All right. So I want to thank you all for taking the time out today to join me. And please remember that cybersecurity isn't just about protecting systems, it's about protecting people, jobs, and, and futures as well. So let's work together to make sure your businesses stay safe, right? So please remember to reach out if you have any questions or concerns um, via any of these communication channels, and someone will definitely answer your questions or schedule some time with you. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to end off now, team. So I'll see or catch everyone in the next one. Thank you guys for joining again. Bye.